Today, I am joined by heavy hitter out of Philadelphia's comedy scene, a founding member of Swear Jar Improv, and a driving force behind Swear Jar Jamboree, which is now heading into its second year and it's gaining a bunch of momentum. She also holds the prestigious title of Chief Typo Officer at Coindrop Productions and has recently crossed into that rare territory of being an unofficial official member of the Uncastables, an improviser, a comedian, and according to her teammates, someone who is so dang likable, there's absolutely no dirt on her. You can catch her on stage, possibly at a convention running 15-minute D&D. Gabby Swain, welcome to the show. Did I say your last name right? I've actually never said it out loud to you.
Yes, and you know what's so funny? That is always one of the first questions that I get asked. I will forever, but that's okay because I was obsessed with Twilight as a teenager. So it's kind of giving Bella Swan, but yeah, Swain.
Gabby Swan. Right. Yeah, okay.
No, maybe that'll be my stage name.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely room for a sequel. Like a Gabby Swan. I mean, wait, but
hey, sad
Edward's
teen
last
with
name
Vampires 2 Electric Boogaloo starring me.
That's fair. I mean, you know, Charlie probably went and had some more kids.
Thanks for having me, but we brought up Twilight, so I absolutely have to kick off by telling this story, which is that I was a teen contrarian. Could you imagine? Oh my God. I know. I really went crazy with it. So I have a vivid memory, and I don't know what happened to this shirt, but I have a vivid memory of going to the midnight showing of, I want to say it was Breaking Dawn Part 1. With a puff paint t-shirt, because it was very popular at the time to be like, are you team Edward or are you team Jacob? I made a puff paint t-shirt that said Team Charlie. So
you know what, I'm team Logan. That's a whole different series though. Gilmore Girls.
Okay.
Gilmore Girls. Yeah, I mean, you know, listen, that's the only team I know. I feel like, so I have watched the movies, I've not read the books. Maybe it's different than the books. You know, I don't like either of them. I'm gonna be so honest. Like,
between Edward and Jacob, yeah. I mean, in my adult life, I've come to terms with how cringe it is, but now there's this whole secondary Twilight fan market that is all about like re-experiencing the books from the adult perspective. And there's this girl on TikTok that I follow that I will send you a link to because she does the funniest fucking recaps ever.
I want that. I do want that. But you know what? Okay, we this is not a Twilight podcast. It could be maybe one day. I probably need to read the books a little bit before we get there. But
let's do
Gabby,
a book club. Yes.
Hey, look, we have so many ideas between us. That's actually, when we get together, that's the problem. We have way too many ideas between us. But Gabby, who the hell are you and why are you here?
Oh my God, thanks for asking. Well, apparently, according to my teammates, I'm nice, so that's hella suspicious. But I'm an improviser out of Philadelphia. The majority of my comedy experience has been here in Philly. I am a show producer, so we're putting on Jamboree, but also a series of other shows. I am now a co-founder of a group called Coindrop LLC, which is our new production company that we put together to support all of these efforts. I'm a dungeon master. I love D&D. That's why I got into improv to begin with. And what other ways can I describe myself? I'm a pet parent. If I see some activity in the background, it's because I have a very large dog and two very cute little cats. So there might be some stragglers.
What type of dog?
I have an English Mastiff. He's huge.
A big boy.
Yeah, he's fucking huge. I don't know where he is.
I feel like
he's like right here.
Let me ask this, because this has been my experience. The bigger the dog, the less thoughts, right? Like,
oh yeah,
is he a no thought in the brain, never had one?
I think his only thought is like be baby, get to mom. I think is the only thing that he has going on in his head. Dead ass.
I think there's a specific algorithm on TikTok for that. It's also not dog related, but I'm gonna let that go.
Hey,
I'm gonna let that go. And I feel like nobody ever asks what type of cats. I'm gonna ask, but I don't know that I would know a cat type from a cat type.
There's only so many cat types. They're dumpster cats. So like,
Okay.
I was not blessed by the cat algorithm. I did go search them out purposefully. But I have 2 bonded pair domestic short hair cats. So I have an all black cat and then a gray tabby.
Actually, from a dumpster, or no?
Metaphorically from a dumpster. They're part of like a street litter that got brought to Paws. So PAWS. I don't know what it stands for, but they do all the like the fostering. They do a bunch of like animal work and rescue in Philly.
I just
so shout out Paws.
Shout out Paws in Philly. Donate to them. They're not sponsored. Just donate to them. When you said
local
like
animal shelter, yes,
absolutely, immediately came to mind was when you said that they were part of like basically a cat gang. I'm thinking the Squirrel Squad from Pokemon. Like you just adopted that.
It feels that way.
Yeah,
oh my god. Yeah. They certainly get activated like Pokemon in a similar form. Although you edited the clips of us at GalaxyCon, so maybe I actually don't know what Pokemon are.
I mean, Lickitung and Lickitung, they're pretty close.
You know what I was trying to say.
No, I got there. We're same page. So you and I, we met at improv summer camp. For the uninitiated, what is improv and what makes it so compelling that you and I both were like, adult summer camp that does improv? Yes.
Oh my god, what is improv? Dude, the way you could get so philosophical with it, but the way that I explain it to like my parents, I'll give you a couple different dives. So the thing I explain to my parents is like, whose line is it anyway, right? Where you have some funny people who get a prompt of some sort and they make something up on the spot. And like the magic is in that discovery of the process. So to that point, to dive a little bit deeper, I do think it's magic. It's the closest that we get to playing pretend and and capturing that like whimsy and childlike joy through this like I can't remember who it is. They have a Netflix special, but there's this concept that like these other worlds exist and we're in a multiverse, and for just a moment you become a conduit for something that existed before and will exist after, and you like step into that scene. So there's you could get so pretentious about it, but improv is improvisational comedy where you make something up on the spot with your friends. I love that. Did that explain it? How did I do? Can I have a score?
I'm gonna give you I'm gonna give you an A-.
Okay.
Only because we all had that teacher that was like, I never give A+.
How dare you do this to me?
And arguably that was the worst teacher to ever have. Like that was nobody's favorite teacher, and I'm gonna do that. I feel like I have to keep the trauma going. I don't know. No, it's it's generational, right? Like he got it from somewhere. They all do it. There's no way that one guy came up with it. So, and it is always a guy teacher. It is always a guy teacher.
It's so true.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. It's always some pretentious douchebag. I do have a pretentious douchebag teacher story that I could tell if we want to get into it.
Oh no, yeah, let's do it. Improv. Yeah. Pretentious teacher story. I'm here for it.
Do you know the movie? And I'm gonna describe a movie. And it's not because I can't think of the title of it. Do you know the movie with the band jazz guy and that gets clipped a lot? And it's like, are you rushing or are you slowing? And he's bald. The bald, a jazz teacher and the like torturous relationship he has with this new drum student movie.
Yeah, I've watched Titanic.
No, what is it? It's Crash or Rush or something.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
No. Oh my god. It's a boy movie. So there's like types of boys who are like, I like The Sopranos. And then there are types, I'm going to look this up right now. There are types of boys that are like, I like this movie. I think it's Crash movie. Maybe it's not Crash. Crash is totally something else. Dude, there's 100% somebody listening to this screaming at me right now that I cannot think of this.
Oh,
Bald
100%.
jazz guy.
So is it Whiplash? Because I
Whiplash!
typed in jazz bald guy movie, and I see a bald man yelling at what looks like a poor, sweet, innocent baby high schooler.
He's supposed to be a recent college guy, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. So the entire movie is this like super dramatic exploration of the relationship between this incredibly high standard jazz professor and this new drum student, and it's like from the perspective of the student, and the lengths at which he pushes himself to accomplish greatness in this otherwise difficult to quantify art of jazz.
Okay.
Great movie concept. I can't fucking watch this movie because I had a teacher like this, and his name is Mr. Beyer, and he's from Ionia High School, and he was a fucking asshole to everybody, but he had super high standards, and he loved jazz. He had super high standards, which is supposed to compel you to reach higher levels, and he was forced to calm down over time. But there are these like infamous stories. Hold on.
We have to pause real quick. He was forced to calm down over time. That's a whole side quest. Okay.
Because parents were complaining. Yeah. He just was like a fucking hard ass. Oh yeah. He was a hard ass and then some. And there was this whole like, and honestly, it's possible that it was just my particular must over succeed trauma integrating with this person, and nobody had the same kind of experience, but I don't think that's the case. I think that this was a common thing, because I remember hearing stories of him like freaking out on people and absolutely having a huge meltdown, and there was one instance where he, according to someone else, so this is totally hearsay, like dragged a student down the halls.
That's a lot. And you know what though? I think you and I have bonded over this before, which is, and when you said it, like it rang true to me too. The need to overachieve, the need to
I can't just achieve. Who am I?
You and I are very aligned on specific vision. Has to be done correctly. And it's very easy at 98% right to be entirely wrong for you and I.
Especially when you're in a creative and production role too, which is the thing that we talk about the most. So thank God this teacher did not scare me away from making things. Although, you know, we moved on. It took me a little while to get into improv. I didn't discover it until like 2021-ish. So I wasn't discouraged from being creative, thank God. But now I can't just be creative. I also have to like make it a whole thing. I have to like make a business out of it, then like run shows.
It's everybody's problem. I get it. It has to be.
The admin
but speaking of
escalation is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of being creative, you are part of the group that formed into Swear Jar. Tell us about Swear Jar. How did you guys get formed? Who's in it? For the uninitiated who may not have seen a Swear Jar show, what are you guys doing? What are you guys out there doing in the improv world?
Yes. Swear Jar is my first team that got started out of Philadelphia. So a lot like everybody's first team, you end up kind of collecting people you take classes with along the way. So these are a bunch of my collaborators from when I was at the Philly Improv Theater. It's this little motley crew. So I don't know if this is the same in Richmond, but there's a lot of like teachers and nurses and IT people in improv in Philly.
I feel like here it's lawyers.
Oh.
And I feel like we have more lawyers than anybody, but it's also some IT. You know what? I'm gonna say it. The common denominator is actually neurodivergent.
Yeah.
And that's actually the lowest common denominator.
Yep. Guilty as charged.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. That is actually something Andy and I say to each other a lot, is like, I don't know what it is, but we have the same mental illness, which has worked out nicely.
No, it's fantastic when you find somebody who has the same flavor of neurodivergence as you, and
Mhm.
also, and I feel like this is specific to neurodivergent people where they understand this immediately when I say it. The amount of communication that you don't have to do to get somebody on the same page as you when you find that person is like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
oh, I don't have
absolutely.
to over explain all of this to you. You just get it. I love you. Fantastic.
Uh-huh. Which is the magic, I'll bring it all the way back to the top, the magic of improv. You have this
Hmm.
shared group mind with this like squad of collaborators, and the magic that you're doing is you're presupposing, you're grabbing from this joint piece of inspiration and building something that you're silently, wordlessly in some cases, agreeing to live in front of the audience. It's this,
Right.
I know what you're saying, I know where you're going, trust me. Like the pre-show ritual all of us have, I got your back. Like
Hmm.
that's the thing that makes playing improv so fucking fun, at least to me.
Absolutely. I mean, and you've said it before. You get to explore and be conduits to these shared worlds. But also, and I feel like we discount this maybe a little more than we should. Like, you get to play and be goofy with your friends, and people are up there laughing at you while you do it.
Uh-huh.
And that's the feeling is like so
Well, like
validating because like
laughing with you. In some cases
right.
at, but like nothing wrong with being a clown. I love clown.
Oh, absolutely. I say at because I I truly am not offended if somebody laughs at me because I am laughing at me all the time. Being a human is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So if you're not laughing at it, I, I always say that there are two types of people in the world. There are weird people and there are people who are cosplaying as normal because we
Okay.
are all weird and the weird people have just said, you know what, I accept it. I'm
Mhm.
going to have fun with it.
Yeah,
And so having that fun
absolutely.
on stage and being able to like let people in, it's in intro to improv class, I tell people if you're having the same type of fun on stage that you would have in your house with your friends, if you put an audience in front of that, they're going to be laughing right along with you.
Mhm. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I wish that people would get hip to improv a little bit more.
Hmm.
Because I feel like the zeitgeist, the culture is like you tell your funny friend to go do stand up. Don't stop it. Stop it.
Right.
If they're not an asshole, which I guess is the determining factor, tell your funny
Hmm.
friend to do improv. What are you doing? You're
Yeah.
giving them homework. I'm being a stand up hater. You're giving them homework. You're giving them homework and ego issues. Go do improv instead where you have to get along.
Yeah. Well, okay. So in my research, I did find out you were quite a stand up hater, that you took a class, hated it. Tell us more about why you hated that versus improv comedy, where we are getting more alignment and saying more of that yes and.
Okay. I took 2 classes. I gave it a good faith effort.
Hmm.
Okay. No, I just there's 2 things I can say. First of all, way to put me on the spot, okay?
Yeah.
I don't often give up on stuff.
Hmm.
No,
Hmm.
I wanted to I want to collect all of the comedy forms as skills to like put on my Girl Scouts sash as
Like
badges.
Pokemon, you got to catch them all.
Truly, literally.
Hmm.
And I thought for sure that that stand up would be the next one. So I signed up for a course at the Comedy Cellar after being on the wait list, which was great, and was under the impression that it was maybe, so I thought I was walking into like a here's how you write jokes class. That was not the case. That was not the case. I was walking into a let's practice your tight fives class. So I was not ready for the speed at which it was going. I was like, I didn't know enough about stand up when I walked in. And I had a hard time. This kind of sucks. I had a hard time getting noted because I didn't know what I was doing. So then I got a couple of notes from the instructor who's very smart, very capable, and incredible. And like, I would love to take his class again someday. And just remember like going and sitting back down in my seat and being like, but that wasn't the point, and like you didn't get it, and like the vision I'm trying. I just took it so personally. So it just was not the time. And the super TLDR is like, why the fuck did I do that anyway? Because I hate homework. I don't want to prep anything. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I wrote an entire D&D form to not have to prep. Why did I think I was gonna go write jokes verbatim?
Gabby, the more we talk, the more I am realizing we also have the same brain. Can I share a story with you about my stand-up experience?
Please do.
I went to stand-up at a class at the Funny Bone, and I'm not going to name the instructor, but I went for 2 classes before I quit. The first class very much was, hey, this is kind of an intro of the class, but the intro of the class wasn't like, here's what you're going to learn. It was the instructor talking about all of his comedy chops and all of the famous people he knew or who he had trained for almost the entire time. And then he talked about how people in Richmond were soft and how the last few times he's had classes, he's had to either kick people out, or the very last time he got into a confrontation with a student and they had to call the cops. And that should have been a red flag for me, and it wasn't. And then the remainder of the class was how if you continue with this class from this point out, there's no refunds. I went to the first class. Similar to you, it did not teach me how to write a joke or any of that stuff.
Right.
It was come up with a set and basically do it in front of everybody and come back. There was really not a lot of instruction that went on, and I didn't love the personality of the instructor, which is why I'm not going to name him. But also, I had a friend who went through that same class with me, went through the whole thing, and he's doing fantastic in the stand-up scene. So, like, it is just a different vibe.
Totally.
And I do feel like in our space, especially, the stand-ups don't love improv.
I know.
Generally speaking,
I'm gonna
like
fix
it
that.
feels like they look down on us a little bit. But that's okay. I'm fine with that.
It depends
And you
on the
are gonna
scene.
fix that.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you are gonna fix that because you have your Jamboree coming up. Tell us about that. Tell us everything about Jamboree. That's really why I wanted to talk to you today. I wanted to know about Jamboree.
I would love to. It would be a pleasure and an honor. Jamboree is my baby. I birthed it myself fromst my womb. No,
Okay.
Jamboree is I'll give you the pitch. Swear Jar Jamboree is an indie comedy and improv festival that's happening in Philadelphia in July this year. So peak, we hope, tourist season. That'd be great. I've lovingly called it, actually I think this might have come from Andy, but we've lovingly called Swear Jar Jamboree Philadelphia's comedy playground because it's a curated variety show across as many disciplines of comedy as we can get to turn out is kind of the goal. So we're explicitly looking for sketch, for improv, obviously, for clown, for stand-up, for musical, for anybody who wants to apply. I keep putting out there like avant-garde. We had great character actors last year. We had an excellent clown last year. Speaking of which, this is our second year. So we're doing it in July because originally this was supposed to be the birthday party for Swear Jar. So this is only the second year that Swear Jar as a comedy concept has existed. So the last year we were celebrating our first birthday, and it was me and Andy who are basically like the producer arm of the group. So we do the majority of the productions, and we also have Sophia from the team who's helped immensely and has been added on as well.
I luckily got to meet Andy at Improv Camp as well.
Yes.
I feel like you guys are really co-conspirators in a lot of things, and
Yeah. Uh-huh.
for sure. Mhm.
I don't know how this happened. Andy is this like retired 50 some odd year old a former IT executive. He used to work for Vanguard, and he's just kind of like a really funky little guy. And I call him Uncle Andy.
Okay.
And we
Is
just
he gonna
happen
love
to-
all of this, by the way?
Hey,
Of this characterization? Hey,
he'll think it's
you know
funny.
what, Uncle Andy?
Yeah.
You know, I'm here for it.
I think that he will laugh. In fact, I will get him to listen to this section in person and then record his laugh and send it to you.
You know what? We'll put it in post just so everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Deal.
Fantastic.
I love Andy, though. He's great.
I do
we
too.
have the same mental illness like we were talking about. And also we had similar timing. So like right when I started to get really serious about wanting to turn some of my ideas into things that actually existed, he was going through like redeveloping his identity after retirement. And we kind of crossed paths right at the same time. We took a workshop from BOC, who off camera, I'm going to spill a little tea to you.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you want to cut this section, actually, and I can just tell you right now because I'm excited.
Okay. Well, we can cut this. I know you love historical tea, so you're here for all tea.
Yes!
Now and present. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
Audience, we're gonna cut now, and when we pop back on, I'll have the tea. I'm so sorry.
It's so good.
You know what? It'll be in the Patreon. We don't have Patreon. we're gonna cut back in.
All right,
we're gonna cut back
good.
in. However, there's gonna be a time where that clip can come out.
Oh, yes, because we'll be able to announce the stuff soon. We just can't announce it yet.
Absolutely. We're going to cut that out, and then people are going to come back to find out what that was. And
Correct.
I'm going to say right now, if you want to go find out what it was, you should follow on all of the socials.
Yes.
What are those socials that they should find this at?
You can find all things Jamboree at Swear Jar Jamboree. You can also find us at our website at www.swearjarjamboree.com, which is where you'll see the most updated information. But if you want
it's
any
Swear Jar
special...
Jamboree on Instagram,
Correct.
and TikTok, right?
We don't have it on TikTok, but if you do want to get updates, you can get updates from me at any time across all the platforms at Gab and Goof. So Gab as in Gabby and A-N-D, Goof as in Goofy Goober.
Or Goof Troop.
Or Goof Troop. Yeah.
One of the best all-time Disney TV shows and Goofy movie? Yeah.
The Goofy movie? The live-action Goofy movie? My Bioawakening?
Live action.
Not live action. The fucking, oh my god, horror show. No, the animated.
No, wait, I'm so here for a live action Goofy movie. I'm so here for it. We have the technology. Anyway, Swear Jar Jamboree.
Swear Jar Jamboree.
So
it is my favorite thing. It's my baby.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's not just improv, and that's. I think that's the thing. You know, a lot of people in our community we know from improv, but I know people who teach clowning classes. You have mentioned having clowning there, and I think there's clowning is one of those things that like you can take so much information from. I don't know how that's taught or demonstrated where you are, but the best, and this is a shout out to Donna, who I had the pleasure of like teching her workshop at Improv Festivus in Richmond, and her entire workshop for clowning was literally about failing.
Yes.
And feeling like you're like the feeling of failing on stage.
Yes,
and
Donna.
How that's good and not a bad thing. And I am blessed to have been able to tech that just to hear that lesson. So I will shout out Donna. I'll tag her in this so you guys know. But like the different disciplines of comedy all have so many different things. So the fact that you're bringing them all together under one roof and letting people be exposed to all of them, I think is even more of a need that we have in the comedy space than just having another comedy festival or improv festival or sketch festival, because it is the interdiscipline of all of those that will make us way better than we were to start with.
Absolutely. And like that's such a sick point, and you make me think about this too, is everybody's improv journey is a little bit different, like the reason why you get into it.
Well, okay, but we you and I have talked about this. There's true. Actually like 3 reasons. There's the breakup to improv pipeline.
Yeah.
Me. That's me.
My friend Sophia, same thing.
Yep. My co-creator Cassie, who you know, her as
Oh, I
well.
love
I'll
her.
I'll put her information out there. She's amazing. We trauma bonded in the first like improv class we had because we were both sad boys during that time. And we both like sniffed it on each other. We have the same neurodivergence. I had to break to Cassie that she has ADHD. Like she didn't know.
Oh,
I'm like,
she didn't
like
know.
babes,
Oh, no.
you have it. You do. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But like we bonded over that, and like really, that's she'll go on that pipeline journey for you the whole time. But also D&D is a pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That was mine. That
and
was my pipeline.
yeah, I feel like now Dropout and those folks are now a new pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
And then just I feel like the post COVID I want to go do something was also a big one. I
Yeah.
feel like those are like the main channels people find us, and then like there's the oh I need to do some public speaking, the yada yada yada. Like
That's
those
what
are
I was
like
thinking of too. Right.
right more. I feel like that's less frequent, but like that breakup and that D&D pipeline, they're strong. They're those are highways.
They are highways. I will offer too that there is a little bit of survivorship bias here. You know, like with the plane with the plane that returns and it has the holes in it thing. Where the people who stay with improv, I think, fall into those buckets. But I might argue that like the people who take a 101 and whether or not they go and do 201 or not are almost always skill based. Like the people who stay with improv often fall into those buckets that you described. But my 101 class was full of I want to try public speaking. I want to do something interesting. I saw this online. And they don't always sign up for a 201, but I think people find improv more frequently than they enjoy it. So then you're making me think of like is the entry point to improv skills based? And then what is Jamboree doing that is trying to bring in these other, in some cases more established, like stand-up is a more established and dare I say, I might be crucifying myself here, a more established section of comedy in the Philly area. So bringing them
Right.
in as a core improv thing, I don't know. I just got to thinking about it where it's like improv is its own niche community that loves to show up, which like I cannot wait to benefit from. I can't wait to like honor that. I'm so excited to put this festival on. But I can bring other people to it just purely for the skills.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I mean, you got to play with us at GalaxyCon in Richmond.
Oh, what fun!
Which thank you for that. You brought such a great energy. But
Thanks.
Moo, who you met there, Moo Kazo, he is a big stand-up, and like that's where he started. But also being in improv scenes is fun with him because he thinks about things in a different way than improvisers, and you can feel it. Like you can feel that he brings a different energy, a different thought pattern that really enhances improv scenes with him. And I think that's true. And I'm sure the folks that you've played with who do clowning, who do sketch, also bring that different energy. Yeah,
Clown
I mean,
is my white whale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I will listen again, Donna. Like hearing about the class, I wasn't convinced, and then I sat there and I'm like, that was probably one of the best lessons I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just it really was. So like, but also like if you think about sketch, right? Like, you know, in improv, there's this idea that once you're in the scene, once you've shared a reality, the next quick thing you want to do is find your game within your scene. And like the things you can take from sketch are the recurring sketches in any like sketch show like SNL, Mad TV. Those are your games, right? Like the Aaron scene from Key and Peele, like the game there is purposely misunderstanding and then heightening that. Like if you really want to focus on games in improv, look to sketch.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I could be wrong, but I also heard somewhere that improv as we know it was developed in some way or optimized in some way as a idea generating mechanism for sketch. I could be totally wrong. This is where I tattle on myself that I don't know the history.
You and I are both about as new as each other. So, like, I'm not here to tell people the history of improv. I'm wrong more often than I'm right.
Mm-hmm.
However, I'm glad to be wrong and also use that wrong to develop something new. And I feel like that's part of learning and part of like growing this thing that we all do.
Yeah, absolutely. And through these conversations, I feel like you're going to learn so much more than me. So you should bring me on a year from now as an anniversary and then tell me all the things that you learned.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? I have learned a lot. And, you know, I think I want to talk about you for a second because this is an interview with you after all.
Okay.
So, you know, I think it's safe to say that you and I are both like chronic children of the internet, right?
True.
Yeah. You once said,
Uh-oh.
in 50 years, we wouldn't be remembering what we said in person. We'd be remembering what we said on the internet. I don't know if you remember saying that, but it's not quite the 50-year mark yet. I wanted to rewind the tape a little bit, and can I ask you some things that you said back in the day that you may not remember?
Yeah, hit me with it, man. Oh, no.
So we talked a little bit about your time in school, specifically your encounter with that teacher at Ionia High School.
Yes.
In addition to improv, music has kind of been like a through line all throughout your life.
True.
I think you play guitar, you play piano.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the Ionia High School drum line.
Yep.
I have to bring this up because it's just too good not to. You once picked up a ukulele and turned "I'm Yours" by Jason Mraz into a quadratic equation parody for extra credit. Shout out to Mr. Turex and Miss Lovelace for allowing that to happen. So I'm curious, when you look at like your creative journey as a whole, how much is rooted in music? Oh yeah, we went deep.
Oh my god.
No stone has been unturned.
Whoa.
For today.
You just activated me like a sleeper agent.
Yeah, we're going back. This not the first time.
Uh-huh.
Veggie Tales, also deep in there, but we'll get to that at a different point. That's actually on the same vein as music.
Mm-hmm.
Like that activation that's back there is related to music. So as you look at your creative journey as a whole, how much is rooted in music?
So much of the beginning of my creative journey was rooted in music. I will say that throughout the eras of my life, this is insane. You brought this up. Throughout the eras of my life, they have been defined by the thing that I use to express myself. So the music was the justification that I used for a lot of the skills that I built that I still use today. I'll give a specific example. I wanted to, you're going to love this. I wanted to work in a music store because I was like, you know what? I just kind of want to keep it, you know, in the family. I want to do the stuff that I think is interesting. Mm-hmm. So on the day after my 16th birthday, I like walked into the local music store and was like, can I have a job? And they went, we don't have any money, but you can hang out. It's like, sure. What do you want me to do? What do you want to do? And the first thing I thought of was I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll run some community events and I'll put on a concert series. So my very first job I gave myself was to produce events. And I just used music at the time. And now I've completely just done the same. Hey, copy, paste. And that's now what I'm doing in my adulthood, like over 10 years later.
So I feel like that's so funny because what you described also doesn't sound like you needed that business to actually do that.
Nope.
You were just like, hey, I would like to do this thing. I need some kind of validation, venue validation to like make it happen.
Correct.
But I want to do this thing.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. It just kind of was like the thing that I knew was going to bring me the most joy. So I grew up in the church. You mentioned VeggieTales. We've talked about that before.
Yeah,
I grew up in a super religious place, to the point where like when I graduated high school, I was on my way to ministry school. So I'll tattle on myself there.
Same thing. Literally same journey. We have. Okay, we're actually the same person.
Retweet.
Yeah. Copy paste. I have it.
Yeah.
Same journey exactly. We'll have to talk about that later.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm actually more curious about that. But like when you think about like music and when you think about improv, do they demand completely different muscles? Or is it like a different expression of the same thing?
It feels to me in retrospect like a different expression of the same thing. Music, my experience of music is a lot like my experience of improv, in that there are skills that you can go get yourself at any point. A lot of what I was exploring and enjoying was like very self-taught. This was in the era of the early internet, so I spent most of my young adulthood on YouTube, and a lot of that was like looking up how to play this whatever song on piano or keyboard or whatever, or ukulele, and that's where I got the inspiration for the I got extra credit for that, by the way.
Good, as you should.
As I deserved. And so there was this self-taught aspect to it, but then there is also a formalized avenue you can go down that like helps you explore those skills. And I feel like there's a very similar path with improv for me, because we have the formalized skills, but really the exciting part is the play and the discovery. The like, what can I make? What can I bring to it? As an avenue of expression. Now, I have met very, very talented people who are incredibly dedicated. They would be so good in stand-up, but that just wasn't my journey.
Right. No, again, going back to like, I feel like we have the same type of neurodivergence.
Yeah.
I definitely find myself being drawn towards things that I am immediately good at. Also, I find myself being drawn towards many different creative outlets. And I think up until improv, not giving myself credit that I was good enough to actually do any of them. And I do think having that like audience in front of you to give you that validation actually is maybe a little bit what makes improv a little bit easier to lean into.
Well, when I was playing music at the peak, I was in a lot of worship bands across the county that I lived in. And that element of it is so crazy how addicting it is. The energy of the room is my favorite fucking drug. Because I remember playing the goddamn string settings on the keyboard at 4 different churches and doing a little archipelago. I don't even remember what they're called. That's islands. Doing the little you know? And people going wild. Like, I remember riffing in worship and like having people exchange energy with you as they experience the thing you're creating in the moment. I did it then. Did it now. So maybe that's the drug. Maybe my drug of choice is the experience with the audience, which is what I think my canon of clown will be like for me, is that specific. Like the entire point, I'm getting so revved up. The entire point of it being the like exchange of energy. That's what clowns do, right? Like that's what you see fucking mimes on the street. They're reading your reaction, reacting to your reaction, and delighting in this exchange of energy. It's just so fucking sick. Same shit, different font, Chris.
Yeah, no,
give me all of it.
It's amazing, and I'm exactly on the same page with you. I do it myself. You know, you talked about some of the jobs you had. You walked into the store and you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna set up my own my own music series." I feel like I want to talk about some of the other creative jobs you've had. Are you still like, if you still had the chance to do any career in the world, would you do formal dress modeling, or had that passed?
Does this have something to do with a young me in a purple dress?
These are your words, that if you could choose any career.
What
you would choose formal dress modeling. Yeah, it's okay if you don't remember it. I know you did other creative things. Like, is it too late for me to get my own pair of customized Gabby Swain shoes?
Yes.
It is too late. That's past.
No. Well, this is where I have to give a formal apology to. I have to give a formal apology to my friend from high school. I think oh no, I can picture him, but I can't remember his name. This sweet little blonde boy.
Sweet Little Blonde Boy is his canonical name.
Canonical name. He's really excellent. I think he ended up doing something with airplanes in his adult life. I couldn't tell you. He gave me a pair of canvas shoes, and I got so overwhelmed by the idea of disappointing him that I never painted the shoes. And then we met back up a couple years later, and he was like, I didn't forget about those shoes. And I was like, oh, I'll pay you for them. But I'm too old, so they didn't have Venmo yet. I owe you $30. I need this man to message me on Facebook so I can pay him back the $30 for the canvas shoes I never painted. Thank you for providing me a platform. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, it feels like the time has passed to get that out, and we put your Instagram out there, so now he knows how to get you.
Yes, find me.
So
no, but for you, I'll paint shoes. I'll paint shoes for you. I was an enterprising young woman. What can I say?
Listen, I'm here for it. As a child, as a 10-year-old child, did me and my best friend color a bunch of pictures and then take them door to door trying to sell them, and did so successfully. Yes, we did. We got our money to rent our Blockbuster video. And get some pizza for that weekend, and it worked. So,
hey,
game recognizes game.
Yeah, absolutely. No, retweet,
well,
brother.
You mentioned D&D.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's how we met. Like at the camp, but like really it was those 15-minute D&D sessions. And when you were at GalaxyCon, you ran a few of those, and you've talked about how you kind of created your own way to play it without prep. Tell us about your love of D&D and like how that has gotten you into the improv genre.
Yes. I am a quintessential victim of the Brennan Lee Mulligan to improv pipeline. During COVID, I'm so fucking chronically online. I'm do through the shorts at all times. Me and short form content. Just we have a toxic relationship. And I got really, really into the Fantasy High Season 1 shorts. And then I got into the YouTube videos. And then I was watching the whole thing. And I was like, I gotta know what they're rolling for. Because I'd played like 1 or 2 sessions very unseriously of Pathfinder in high school. Like when I was a freshman.
Different beast.
Completely
That's a different beast.
And like
that's math. That's math disguising as a game.
Yes. So then pre-2014, also a totally different game. And I didn't retain any of that information, but I was like aware of it. My brother had played. I was like aware of it through the zeitgeist, but I got hooked on Fantasy High Season 1. Hooked thoroughly. And then in my brain went like, I simply must know what that means, and like start reading the character sheets. So I walked into my local game store and bought a player's handbook so that I could follow along with Fantasy High. Then I got a Dropout subscription, and I was like, I simply must. So then I'm at the game store, and I'm playing a one-shot, and then one of the people at the game store was like, I'm looking for more people for a thing. It's like, that sounds fun. Then I'm on Reddit, and I'm on LFG, and before you know it, I'm in 5 different fucking D&D games. I paid for a DM at one point. I was like, I cannot get enough. Give me every version of this that I can find. And quickly, it went the pipeline from, what is this about, to, well, I have to run my own game.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, you can't. We are not going to be
there's no chill.
Able to just settle for being a player.
No.
Like that's not how this brain works.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's like, but you know what? I would have done it differently. I would have done it better.
I was so frustrated. I was on Reddit posting, and I was like, hey,
As one does.
Hey, D&D community. I'm having a hard time finding, because I'm so obsessed with these like highly theatrical, highly improvised games from D20. Like I'm really having a hard time finding a DM who is more in it for like the story and the fun. And I had just moved, so I didn't have like super deep roots where I lived. And one of the first comments that I got was like, welcome, my child. As soon as you have preferences about the type of DM, it is time for you to be the DM you want to see at the table. I was like, fuck! No! But I took that to heart.
It's so honest, though.
I took that seriously.
It's so true, though. And you've taken that, and now you've come up with Tiny Tabletop and 15-minute D&D. Tell us about what that is.
Yes.
You have the poster in the background.
I do. So there's in my brain, my mental illness, I'm like, how do I not plan and how do I get people to be the funniest part at the table? Like, it's all about the characters. It's all about the players, right? So I have 2 ways that I explore that really regularly. The one that you know me from is 15-minute D&D. The one that I am continuing to evolve is Tiny Tabletop. So I'll talk about Tiny Tabletop first. I have some social profiles that are pretty empty right now, but I've got a lot of stuff in the canon for it. And I'm looking for the right team to help me like bring it to life. But Tiny Tabletop is an entirely improvised actual play campaign with talented comedians that I know from different communities. And what we do is we do all of the game writing on camera. So you get to go behind the scenes with me and watch me write the game live based off of the players. So we do our safety checks off screen, but then you hear the prompts that I give. You listen to us write our characters on the spot. You listen to us go through and write the skills for the game on the spot. I don't use a system. I improvise the skills and set that up together. And then I go do a straight to camera interview and I say, this is what I know about the campaign. And then you get to see, like, does that actually end up happening? What ends up working? What is surprise? What isn't a surprise? And see that come to life, which is cool. And then we'll have the audio for the actual play normal style if you want that too. But the thing I'm most excited about is the behind the scenes. So its entire thing is like we do these condensed games. For us, they're only like 3 sessions, probably be like 10 episodes. These condensed games, a lot like Dimension 20, where it's an anthology. It's not a proper anthology, but like they're individual chunks, and you can churn through them, and then it's done. They're not like epic adventures like Critical Role. But the kitsch is that I make it up, and you get to listen to me make it up. So I don't know any other properties where you get the POV from the DM as it's going. So that's the thing I'm most excited about. That's Tiny Tabletop. Probably won't come out for a while.
In development.
Correct.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
You know, that sparks a memory of mine for an idea that I had, which I think actually is so similar and vibes very well with that, which is, you know, I love the Critical Roles. I love the Dimension 20s out there, but they are long content to consume, especially like a Critical Role. It's a lot of content to consume. I always, and I never did this, but one of the things that I always wanted to do was create an actual play that was like 15 or 20 minutes that you can consume the entire episode on your drive to work.
Yeah.
Because having to pause a 4-hour D&D live play, actual play,
is nuts.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to you coming out with those types of things because that's going to be fantastic.
I'm really excited about it. I am. And I think our long episodes are only going to be like 45 minutes max. So.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's fantastic. I have to ask you because I know you went to the Dropout Live.
I did.
I had the opportunity to do that as well. I don't know if your experience was this, but like at some point watching them, I stopped enjoying watching them and I started thinking to myself, oh my God, that's how you do this.
Yeah.
And like it became like, where's my notepad? I have to write notes on this. Like it was a masterclass.
It was an absolute I think that I wish I could go back now and re-experience it only with that perspective. because
Right.
at the time I was so delighted that it was possible, and also I went with people who are not as involved with improv. So the entire time I'm like looking next to me being like, "Do you get it? Are you having?" And so what they did here, and so this is really exciting because I'm so difficult to like be around. But I hold that experience in such high esteem because of the scale. Who knew that you could do that at that scale? And B,
Right.
the show that I was at in Philly, their use of the space was so novel that it definitely I know what you're talking about when it's like you can't help but do notes. I'm that way at every single improv show. I'm not necessarily noting the performances, but I'm thinking I'm having a meta conversation with myself while I'm enjoying the show.
Right.
That happens to me constantly. That is my curse. And the things that stood out to me about the Dropout show was the scale that they were able to perform on, the awareness of the audience and the incorporation of the audience without really stopping their programming, and the novel use of the space that they were in. I was like, these are the right people to perform like this at this scale. They have the skills. It was really, really amazing. I have nothing but good things to say.
Yeah. And you know, having played a lot of those short form games, seeing them play it,
oh my God,
it was like, oh, that is what makes this game funny. That's the game within the game, and they got it and got to it so quickly and so easily. It was like, you talk about that that inner conversation. It got so loud that it was like, I can't even concentrate on anything but this inner conversation about taking notes. I'll tell you, everything I do in improv at this point, from doing the conventions to, you know, I think maybe one day following in your footsteps and making my own festival.
You let Coin Drop know when you're ready, brother. I am here to help.
Absolutely. All of that, though, is actually with a single purpose in mind, which is to, in some way, be able to get a Brennan Lee Mulligan, a Sam Reich, Jacob Wysocki to appear on a podcast, to come to one of those events. It's actually, and I'm gonna put it out there because I want people to be like, really understand my motivation. Improv's great, fantastic. Bringing people together, fantastic. I want to meet them.
Oh,
I want to meet them.
I have an idea.
I want to learn from them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We should. There's a section of things that honestly I think would be really good. There's a meta commentary to break up the narrative ever so slightly that I think would be great bonus content, because I have some pitches for you, bro. Some ideas.
Okay, let's hold that to the end then.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll hold that to the end. I do have to ask this though, because you mentioned Dimension 20, and that first season of Fantasy High. Who is your favorite player, and why is it Emily Axeford?
How did you know?
Because it's the only canonical right answer. It's the canonically Emily Axeford is the right answer.
Correct.
To who's the best person on Dimension 20, and I love everybody.
Yeah. Oh, same.
So much.
Right. But my favorite, you didn't ask if I loved everybody. I loved everyone. My favorite is Emily Axeford. For one, she is an incredible TTRPG strategist. If you let this bitch lovingly play a spellcaster, it's over for you.
The moment you can see the glint in her eye, and the defeat wash over Brennan Lee Mulligan, I can only describe those moments as the feeling that I get of pure happiness in my body. Like if that were to manifest itself, it would be one of those moments.
Oh my God, yes. To be bullied at the tabletop by Emily Axeford might be it for me. That might be it for me. I think that that's goal set.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's probably a very specific OnlyFans for that, but I'm not gonna get into that. Like, Emily Axeford bullying people on their like
But she's just so good.
D&D.
She's such
D&D.
a
Like,
good player.
I'm putting this together.
Yeah.
I have fooled you. I have used the rules.
Right. To my advantage.
And that's actually how I play D&D. Right?
Yeah.
Like, Cassie will tell you this because Cassie has been the DM for me. I hate combat. I will play a character that avoids combat at all costs.
Mm.
But you give me something that I can rule, lawyer, finagle into something amazing.
Nice.
I'm gonna take it, and I'm going to say it in such a way that I ask innocent little questions to the DM to set them up for my trap. And then once they've said the last thing, it's the
bam,
gotcha,
trap card.
Gotcha. Well, then I'm gonna do this.
Yes.
And I do play like that. So yes.
That reminds
canonically
me of,
the right answer.
Is it the was it the vampire season where Zach Oyama played a paladin? Or no, it must have been Fantasy High junior year. Where Zach Oyama goes to Neil, he plays a paladin, somebody took over, and then he had a special skill where it was like, when I swear an oath, I'm immune to charms. So he was charmed by a vampire and then broke it right on the spot and like completely ruined all of Brennan's plans. So he's got some good zingers too.
Oh yeah.
But that's what Emily, she specializes in. But also both of them are great examples of what I aspire to be at the table, which is not only a little fucking skeezer, a little gremlin, a problem, dare I say, lurking in the shadows, but also to just delight in the joy of the game. But she has these like big emotional swings. Maybe I just have a crush on her. That being said,
I mean, that's so valid.
There's an actual play that is in the works right now, where your girl plays a monk druid named Aurora, who has to deal with the harrowing realization that the world has ended in the setting of Eberron. That might come out later this year, that I'll have to drop a link to when it does.
And we will obviously share that link. We will. D&D is obviously super nerdy. Improv is also super nerdy.
Right.
I gotta ask you, from having a sealed Spock action figure to going to prom with Darth Vader, you've always had that kind of nerdiness be a part of you, of who you are.
Yes.
How does that show up in your comedy? And is it something you consciously lean into, or is it just kind of baked into the world and the stage you play on?
Improv is so niche and nerdy to begin with. I don't feel like my persona even stands out that much amongst my peers. Like, I'm not the nerdiest, but I certainly am the like a D&D dork on the squad. Like, that is what I'm known for. That is what I do best. I'm always talking about tabletop games. But as far as my like general nerdiness, I think it's so, the niche community that we're in is already so deeply primed with that I easily fall behind.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that also is fair. Like, you, and maybe this is where the stand-up improv beef comes to, because like, I feel like stand-ups are cool. Improv, you have to be a nerd to be into improv. You can't, like, even folks who don't come off as nerdy, if you're really into improv, you're nerding out on formats, you're nerding out on like it's so much. It really is.
But that's why you get into these niche hobbies, because it's like, then you're amongst friends, you know it's gonna be valuable, because like it's kind of same with the people around you. So like, I would rather spend my time in something that laymen would think is nerdy than anything else. Shit's too fun. Sorry. I like joy in getting into stuff. Call me a nerd if you want to.
I think I've come to the point in life where, and this is not always true every day, but by and large, I don't care. And what I mean by that is, like, if you think I'm weird, great. If you think that I'm standing out, great. I don't care, because honestly, the people who we look up to in media, online, whatever, they're being weird loudly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd much rather have people drawn into me who are okay with me being weird loudly than people who would ask me to be weird quietly.
Oh,
so
yes.
Improv enables that way more than any other hobby I've had has ever done.
Absolutely.
They encourage it, you know?
Yeah. I am not afraid to be cringe. I delight in it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Childish Gambino said, "Nobody goes to their grave wishing they had been less cringe."
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Gabby, is improv a cult?
Ooh, let me give it the correct requisite thought. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Even so, I literally am wearing my blue Camp Improv Utopia "This is not a cult" wristband. Thank you, Mark Lombardi.
Yes. Who also has a D&D improv now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the cool kids, we tend to group. What can I say? We cluster.
You know what? I was thinking about this just recently. Like, it's like, you know, the D&D improv before was cool. It's getting a little crowded now. Like, I gotta find the next thing. Like, what's the next niche, you know?
Oh, have I got a pitch for you, brother?
Oh, okay. Is this the after content?
I think that I'm ready if you are.
Okay, let's go. Wait, hold on. Wait, before we get into that, before we get into the after content.
Yes.
I had a few more questions.
Let's do it.
Yeah, just I wanna set you up to pitch.
Please.
What you're here to pitch. This is my last comedy related question. You know, being a comedian, you have those moments that feel like little milestones that show up, you know, laughs, the hey, that show went well. Has any moment in your comedy career topped the time that Bo Burnham mentioned you in a tweet?
Hold
Oh, is it framed? Do you have it framed? If you have it framed, yes, we are the same type of person. Absolutely. The way I would not stop talking about that. Hold on, what did it say? The horror.
I'll read it to you.
Read it to us. Read it to us.
On the 1st the 18th of January in 2014, I tweeted at Bo Burnham, "To be insulted by @Bo Burnham would be an honor." And he quote tweeted me and said, "The honor is all mine, you frizzy-headed bitch."
I love that. Also, I'm picking up a pattern of you wanting to be insulted by your heroes. Emily Axeford is next. There should now be a wall of your favorite people just insulting you.
Yes, I'm gonna collect evidence of the people I look up to being mean to me in jest, and I'm gonna frame it, and I'm gonna make a gallery wall in my house.
Heck yes.
Okay,
so
strong.
listen.
Truly my prized possession.
No, as it should be. All right, so we came here to talk about Swear Jar. I do have a few questions about Swear Jar, just to bring us back around full circle. First and foremost, I wanted to give really a forum to you to talk about the name Swear Jar and like how that came about and who created it, and let's settle that for a moment, because I know there's some controversy there, right?
Yeah, it was me, motherfucker. And I'll die on that hill. I'm taking the credit. Nobody else has claimed it. Fine, I'll do it. Yes, we were debating over a team name for way too fucking long. I will say shout out to RJ on Swear Jar, who has a list of like band names that he has kept in his back pocket, who really gave us way too many quality things to consider. I don't know where swear jar came from. It was riffed somewhere within that conversation, and I was the first person to write it down, and thusly, I am taking the credit. Thank you for your contributions, me.
And you know what? It's on a podcast now, so
Yeah, I'm rewriting history.
I mean, really, they're gonna have to go on a podcast to refute it.
Sorry.
Otherwise, you hold the crown.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm like Danny Gonzalez. I was the one that won the Danimals giveaway or not Danny Gonzalez. I was the one who won the Danimals giveaway, Scott Kramer, until you prove otherwise. And that's a deep online cut.
I vaguely know that deep online cut, but you know what? People can Google it. People can Google it.
Prove me wrong.
That's their homework. Okay. Lastly, you have mentioned that one of your favorite things about anything is branding.
Yes.
If you could give the title of this episode a title, what would you call it?
Ooh. What would I call it? We want something punchy or a direct quote for a title. And it should be something that happened midpoint and be clickbaity. Have I said anything clickbaity? It depends on what kind of vibe you want to give. But here's an idea. Could be quote, I want to be dommed by Emily Axeford. It depends on how clickbaity you want it to be.
Listen, it's top of the list right now.
It could be, well, it'd be nice if it was about Jamboree, but I don't think that's the most interesting thing we've gotten into yet because I have pitches. So it could be description. Ooh. Building a wall of insults is funny. D&D stuff.
Listen, I'm just gonna let you off. Look, I don't think anything's gonna beat I Want to Be Donned by Emily Axeford, so that might end up being where we're at.
Good.
And lastly, because I do want to bring it back to Jamboree.
Yes.
I want to give you 90 seconds to pitch whatever you want, and it sounds like Jamboree. However, I want to do it in real improv fashion.
Okay.
So, as you talk about whatever it is you want to pitch. While you're doing that, if I hear you say something that I don't know that I like, that I want to hear more about, that I want to escalate in some way, I'm going to hit this bell and I'm going to ask for a new choice.
Can you put it up on the screen so I can see you hit it?
Yeah, can you not hear it? Okay,
your sound
that's
canceling.
Great noise canceling.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So I'm gonna bell you, right? And then I'm gonna give you a new choice. And you continue your pitch with that new choice. Are you up for that challenge?
Yes. Let's do it.
Go for it. The stage is yours, Gabby.
Oh, okay. This July, you're going to want to go to Swear Jar Jamboree. It is a festival that's happening in Philadelphia that is a variety comedy festival. It's going to have a bunch... Okay.
New choice.
That is a mixing playground of different people that have different interests in comedy, and you're going to want to go. There's a bunch of different offerings. There are workshops that you can do, a variety of levels. There are
new choice.
All right. There are skills-based classes that you can take that are optimized.
New choice.
There are offerings that we have where you would learn that you can.
Bigger.
Okay.
Bigger choice.
Okay. There is what is the beginnings of the foundations of new brain wiring that you get through having novel experiences with a coach and a teacher. That we will be able to offer a variety of stuff. So we're not just doing improv. We're kind of mixing it up a little bit. And then there's also...
New choice.
Okay, we're doing improv. We are doing improv, but we're doing improv and other stuff. Other stuff that you're going to want to hear.
New choice on that other stuff. Make it bigger.
We're doing stand-up, we're doing sketch, we're doing clown, we're doing character stuff, we're doing experimental things. All of the blocks are curated, so you get a custom experience for every block, which is why you should get an all weekend or all festival pass, so you don't miss out on any of the beautiful curated shows that we're gonna have to offer to you. It goes from Thursday to Sunday, and we will have a variety of lengths of shows and types of shows. So shows, workshops, and community events as well. So join the community. Getting a ticket gets...
New choice.
Join the Jamboreers.
Bigger.
Join the lucky few who will get some of the limited spots at Jamboree. Secure your spot. We only have 120 seats. We can't do standing room. Be an innovator and support the arts and support me and my friends and comedy.
No choice.
Okay, support novel creation. Support. Okay. Support a laugh. Make a laugh come true by getting a ticket and creating that laugh through your presence and enjoyment of the curation, but also supporting the show coming to life. So if you get early bird tickets, that helps us do stuff earlier to set up an even better festival experience. And then you get to lock in your spot as well.
Fantastic. Gabby, I really want to thank you for being here. I think you have been a delightful guest.
Thank you.
Obviously, I can see what your teammates were talking about and how you're so delightful. It's impossible to in any way dislike you. So you've brought such a great energy. Can you just close us out with some last words?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thanks for inviting me. This conversation has been excellent. It's always good to shoot the shit with somebody who cares about your niche interests. But in closing, it has been such an honor to be able to see you, Chris, grow as an improviser and as a comedian as well. And it is really incredible to see some of the fun stuff that has been able to come out of your true investment into your own ideas and into the people around you. So thanks for having me. I'm really excited about the shit that I get to build. I'm really excited about the shit that you get to build. And I can't wait to see what happens.
And because we've had this conversation before, I actually can't let you off the hook by you complimented me and avoided complimenting yourself. So I'm going to have to do that back at you, which is, Gabby, it's been a delight seeing you on your improv journey. It's been fantastic seeing you build this festival and this team, talking with you, having you join us at GalaxyCon. You just bring a fantastic energy to improv, and you bring that what you call admin brain, but really it's that passion, that love, that desire to do this and do this well, that I think it's hard to find in people and replicate. And so I appreciate that so much about you. Gabby, thank you for being here. Where can they check out your Jamboree again? One more time.
You can find all things Jamboree at www.swearjarjamboree.com or at weareswearjar.com/jamboree. We are Swearjar Jamboree on Instagram, and you can always keep updated with me and keep updated with the events that I do through that at Gab and Goof on all the profiles.
And if you have a jar at home, you can just swear. Thank you, Gabby. It's been amazing. And we'll go to after show.